was how we've been getting dominated on the possession battle on a nightly basis. They usually average 10 to 15 more shots per game than us. That was due to turnovers, offensive rebounds, all sorts of reasons. Last night, we won the possession battle by 9. We took 80. We had 89 shots. They only had 80. We've been losing
Ayton won the offensive rebounding battle single-handedly.
Ayton has been fantastic this season. I want to get to DeAndre Ayton, but the other thing is, yes, we won the rebounding battle, 54-50, which we have also been generally losing the rebounding battle in this series. And those are indicators of if you're going to win a series or not. This series has been an odd series, or was an odd series, and that when Sengun said 2 or 3 games back that they're winning every statistical category except for points, he wasn't wrong. Like, they were kicking our butt.
No, but I mean that's also the purpose of the game.
It's true. No, it's why sometimes
he was forgetting the biggest and most important category.
We would have won, except they made more baskets.
No, percentage. And that happened last night too. Like, the Rockets shot 28% overall. Not bad from 3. They shot, terrible from 3 actually, 18% from 3, and we both shot 24 free throws. They've made a couple more than we did. We've had a hard time at the free throw line in Houston, and I hope that changes in OKC because we're going to need to squeeze every point out of every single source we can to keep up with that team. And we'll get to OKC in a minute. Really, they probably deserve their own show because they're that good. But all right, let's talk about a couple things. One, okay, Austin Reaves is back. It's great to see him on the court. His 3 ball has yet to fall since he's returned, I think. Oh, no, he made that logo 3. And then since then, I think he's missed just about every 3-pointer he's taken, including 0 for 4 last night. But the 3 blocks he had last night were awesome. That was awesome. He also dished out, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. But the 3 blocks were just huge for us. And he only got to the line once. But he was 7 of 14. He was overall effective and efficient.
But he got to the rim. He got to the rim, and he made the shot. I was amazed at that.
Probably should have gone to the line more than once.
I mean,
but it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Tom, what are your thoughts on Reaves? How's Reaves looking to you since he's come back? It's only been 2 games, I know, but
I'm most happy with his being able to get by their defenders and get to the basket and make the shot.
Yeah.
He missed a shot in the first game he came back that he would normally have made, a layup. That was at a critical point early in the game. And that was, I think, the best thing, that seeing him being able to first take heavy pressure on the ball. I mean, you cannot throw a lazy pass against Houston. You cannot have a lazy handle against Houston.
In the playoffs.
LeBron was scaring me all game long with his handle. But boy, Reaves for not having played for a month, I mean, that was a good sign to me. And then also too, just the ability to shoot. He'd take the most shots, the most threes of anybody on the team. He's the only guy averaging over 6 threes. So he's the only other potential volume 3-point shooter that we've got, really, because Kennard, just especially when they put the heavy defender on him, is having a real problem.
Yeah.
That's something that we definitely got to fix for the next series if we got any shot at all. But I'm really happy that Austin appears to be able to do it. I mean, I hope he wasn't hurt in that last play.
I know.
He didn't bring anything up in the interviews.
That was a dirty play, man, because he threw himself into Kennard's legs right after that.
Yeah,
cheap shot type of thing, man.
Yeah, it's not fun to watch that kind of stuff, and that's the mark of a desperate team, an angry team, an embarrassed team. You're embarrassed, but there's no place for that in the game, and I think we all know that. I think
that should not have allowed it.
No.
The ref would just ignore that. For the injury possibilities, both on talking the guy by the arm and as well as going into the back of the guy's legs.
And this is one of my problems with the NBA, is like this kind of stuff. But that's sports. These are prideful people. I think a lot of the time we forget that these are human beings. They're prideful people, and they don't like to get their nobody likes to get their butt kicked. Nobody wants their butt to be kicked on it. It's an important moment in your life. Reaves goes on road too much, doesn't have the handle. I don't know about that, Craig. I think Reaves is what Reaves brings to the table for the Lakers is something that has been missing. Even when we have Luka, Reaves is probably our best at getting downhill. LeBron is better at doing it in transition, but not in the half court anymore. He has to take a long time.
He's the only one that does it fast because Luka goes downhill so slow.
LeBron does it, but it takes like 15 to 20 seconds. And you're like, we're running out of time here, old man. We only got another 6
I mean, there's three different types of when you think about how different they are, LeBron, Luka, and Austin, how they each attack the rim is
very different.
Very different.
I would argue Luka doesn't really attack.
Two really fast guys.
I think the biggest beneficiary last night of Austin being back was Rui.
Yes.
When Austin collapses the paint, it leaves Rui with open shots. I mean, it's not all from Austin. They swing to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was getting looks he hadn't gotten, and this is
he shot 50% from 13 games in a row, man.
Yeah, interesting stat. He is the all-time leader in three-point shooting in the NBA playoffs at 50% from three.
This is why you can't get rid of him this summer.
No, you're not. He's going to sign. They'll he'll give a slight discount, but he'll get years.
The only thing I would like to see him to add to his shooting is, how he's really he led the league in mid-range last year too. Yep. So he's good off the bounce. I would like to see him add that to a three, because if he could add a shot off the bounce to a 3-point shot, that's his only problem with 3-point shots. He has to have his feet set on his threes.
Yeah, I agree.
What they need to do with him, though, he's going to move to the bench next year, and to me, he's a guy that you can move to the bench and get more shots, because he's the fourth option when he starts. Yeah. And all of a sudden on the bench, he's going to be the first or second option.
Let's talk about Rui Hachimura's game last night. Rui Hachimura had 15 shots. He was 8 of 15, 5 of 7 from 3.
Like 5 critical threes.
six big rebounds. 6 rebounds is a lot for him. That's one of my knocks against Rui, is that he's not
really a block.
He's not really a great rebounder by rep. I think he's one of those guys who, just because he's so mellow, because he doesn't demand the spotlight, because he doesn't do all these crazy things after he makes a basket, he just plays the game solid. He kind of goes under the radar. He just floats.
He is a guy who waits for his moment. He doesn't.
They call him a playoff riser because he always has good playoff games. I mean,
he did even when he was with Washington, he had good numbers in the playoffs. Actually,
he was one of the few guys last year that had a good series.
Yeah. Right, Michael, you've been singing Rui's praises for a while now. How did you? It's nice to see him break out. What did you like about his game last night? What do you like about?
Well, one thing that there has to be.
Is that yours?
Yeah, it's mine. One thing that has to be a change is that Rui can't defend. He's been defending well for the last 2 years now.
I agree.
He's not flashy. He doesn't get a lot of steals, but
he's a power forward. Problem. He's a power forward playing small forward.
Well, he stays in front of guards. Yeah, he stays in front of his man, and he's got a 7'2" wingspan, and he's hard to shoot over. And you can't lodge him out of place, even if you're, So yeah, he's a solid. It's not a lockdown defender, but he is a solid defender. I mean, that's what I've been taken away from last night. Even last night, he stayed in front of everybody. They put him on Reed Shepherd, and he stayed in front of him.
Reed Shepherd had an awful game last night. It was
part of it was Rui was on him.
Part of it was Rui. Part of it was, I think, Kennard is an underrated defender as well. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the Lakers who I think if you tell them to go and do a thing, they just go and do the thing, and that's what makes a team work. You need a star player like LeBron, Reeves, Luka. You also need the workmen, the guys who just get in the trenches and make it work. And that's your Ruiz, your Kennards, your Smarts.
Last night, Ayton.
I want to talk about DeAndre Ayton. For me, DeAndre Ayton is the unsung hero of the series. We don't win this series without the work DeAndre Ayton did on Sengun, and in the last 3 games, his work on the glass, where he has really taken it upon himself, become a rebounding machine. Last night, he had 16 rebounds. 3 offensive rebounds, 13 on the defensive end, and he led both teams in reboundings. Nobody else got close. Jabari Smith got close with 12, I suppose, on the Rockets, but Jabari Smith shot 3 for 11, 1 for 6 from 3. to not back up his chirping. And DeAndre Ayton, didn't have a great game from the floor. He 2 for 6 shooting, 3 for 7 from the line. We want him to clean up those free throws. Clearly, he could have almost got to double-digit points. Would have gotten maybe double-digit points if he makes some free throws. But I'm perfectly fine next season rolling with DeAndre Ayton at center as the starting center. I mean, I know that's not the flashiest, most amazing take, but when you see the amount of money that we're going to need to spend to just keep the guys on the team, if Ayton picks up that option and sticks with the Lakers, it makes everything a lot easier. If we have to renegotiate for him, if we have to renegotiate for Smart, if he were to opt out, I kind of don't think either of them will opt out, but I'm hopeful. Let me put it, I'm hopeful neither opt out, because it means we're probably going to lose one if they do. But I really like that starting five. I like that starting five, either with Luka or with Kennard in the starting five, or Smart, or Rui, moving to the bench if when Luka gets back. I love the starting five, though, with LeBron, Smart, Reeves, Ayton, and Rui. It really plays – it's a really good defensive starting five in a way that you're not expecting.
They were the number 5. We are right now with that lineup, the number 5 defensive team in the league.
Yeah,
it's out of 16 teams.
The
game that we had last night, where we held them to 78, was the number 1 defensive game, better than the Knicks 51-point game or the Pistons shutting down the Raptors.
And one thing with Rui, LeBron and Ayton, that's a pretty big front line. And they're strong. It's a big, strong front line. You can't move those guys.
The problem with them has been that they don't consistently, and that's Ayton's problem. He hasn't been consistent.
He has since March.
Games where he'll have those games. I loved what he said about Game 6, that I'm the biggest guy out there. God damn it, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get every rebound. I mean, that's self-awareness is a really mystical thing, man. Because it's just so obvious to everybody that geez, DeAndre, if I could take your mind for just the game, I would grab every rebound.
Craig,
I agree with you, Jamie, on keeping Ayton for next year, primarily because you can't have a star everywhere. No. And we have, when you look at, we're going to have
is to have a star everywhere.
It'd be great, but we can't. So the thing about it is that we've got, we're going to have one of the biggest cap room in the league next year. However,
it's going to go quick.
Well,
you've got 5 guys under contract.
Yeah. Six if you want to bring back, and
6 if
you want to bring
in. Let him finish.
6 if you count the partial guarantee with Bronny.
Sure.
Okay, so now who are the guys that are under contract? Well, there's Luka, and the next best guy is Jake. You got Connect, you got Bronny, you've got Smith.
Hero.
I mean, those are the other guys, right? So you're going to basically have, 50 million sounds like a lot, but you don't want to fill out a roster with adding 1 or 2 other guys and then 6 or 7 minimum salary guys.
No, we saw how that
won't work.
Real quick, I just want to address Craig's question. What do you think of Boston's chances if Tatum doesn't play? I hope the 76ers wipe the floor with them, frankly. I think Boston will win. They're probably Gerald literally just answered with what I was thinking. They'll probably hit more threes at home, but I hope Philly wins because I hate Boston. Fuck Boston. All right, moving on from that terrible topic.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, who cares?
Something about fuck Boston that really works.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. It's just it makes you feel good when you say it. It's like getting a raise at work.
I think Schlichter pitches maybe today.
I want to talk about Marcus Smart, who had statistically a terrible game, but was second on the team in plus 25. And this is one of the things that I love about Smart. One of the things that also drives me crazy about Smart. I will say this: his three ball has been falling in the playoffs for the most part. I think he's shooting around 40-something% from three, which is we absolutely need that. He's been playing great defense, which we need. We absolutely need that. And, he hasn't really other than every once in a while he'll do something when I'm just like, oh, like that play in Game 4 where he was not out of bounds and he just threw the ball down the court, and it was just like, dude, like, I get it, you're passionate, like I love the passion, but I need you to be in the moment a little more and just chill yourself out a little bit.
But that same instinct is why he grabbed that pass when we were down 6 with 30 seconds to go.
I know.
I mean, the other 4 guys were running backwards to the.
I'm telling you, I agree.
He drew 3 charges. He blocked 2 shots, and he had 2 steals.
He had a great game. Even though he but statistically,
he had a great game for what we needed him to have.
That's the thing that is great about Marcus Smart, and I've been hard on Marcus Smart. I'm not going to say I haven't been hard on Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart has driven me crazy off and on this season, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I also say that I think he is certainly the type of player that you want on your playoff roster. Always, you always want that type of guy on your playoff roster. Like how
heart and soul of the Lakers. He is the heart and soul of the Lakers, like he was with the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely got the team. I think he's been key in keeping Ayton sort of guiding his spacey focus into something workable. And it's just
before we get off, because we don't have much time, the biggest thing that came to me out of the entire series is the head coach, JJ Redick, and the terrific job that he and his staff have done in getting the team ready and in getting that team missing, so much to actually play a different style almost completely on offense with LeBron and on defense to be really one of the top 5 teams in the league. I don't know whether they'll be able to continue that against OKC.
Well, it's a different beast.
But I think that Redick, this whole thing, I mean, the big win of this entire year to me has been the growth of JJ Redick and his future as probably the head coach of the Lakers.
I think that's fair. Michael, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've been impressed. It also, it helps. When you have to change things up, it helps having LeBron on your team. Because I mean, he's only been doing it for 23 years. There's not a situation he has never seen before. Yeah. So it helps. but I mean, just a little bit. But I've been impressed with him. I mean, and I hope he can keep his staff together because I love his assistants.
I don't know that any Lakers are up for jobs, are they? I mean, there's going to be a lot of head coaches.
I don't think so. I mean, Nate McMillan won't get a head coaching job again, and I think he's key to this team because he's
the points in their career that fit on the Lakers perfectly.
Yeah, he's a defensive guru. McMillan has always been known for his defensive.
Well, let's talk about the defense last night because I thought like Tom said last night, we were statistically our best. We were the best defensive team in the playoffs.
I mean, you were on a string, man.
But one of the big key adjustments, and I actually brought this up on the blog post I dropped on Lakerholics.com. Come on by. We love to chat. Was we don't need a double Sengun at the top of the key.
And that's basically the whole thing that they did.
Double Sengun at the top of the key. And I was like, thank you. You want to double him in the post when he gets to the paint? That's fine. I get that. You don't want him to score, but like you don't.
Okay, but Sengun had done a terrific job in those 2 wins that they had.
Yes,
making the right decisions. He was killing us.
Yes, yeah.
But I love the fact that it put a challenge up to DeAndre to really he totally controlled the backboards, and that was the game.
And Sengun is an all-star player, and
will be for some.
He got outplayed.
Ayton showed that he can play at that level as well, at least on the defensive end and the rebounding. I mean. He did. And he made life miserable for Sengun.
Those last 2 games, we won the boards. We won the offensive rebounds. We had more offensive rebounds than they did on those.
We just had too many brain farts the last game.
Well, you turn the ball over. Let's
just talk about
it's the only way you can get a terrible shooting team to beat you is to give them more shots.
Yeah, and all turnovers are not created equal. We were giving them live ball turnovers, stupid.
Pick sixes.
Hey, I've got 3 guys on him. I'll try to pass it to him.
Right.
Those kind of turnovers.
Well, anytime you're throwing a lateral pass that is not going toward your basket, it's going toward the other team's basket.
Well, speaking of passes, what did you guys think of LeBron's pass to Rui on that break?
Amazing.
Hey, save
95-mile-an-hour fastball, man.
Some guy in the first row was going like that, because that ball was coming.
Yes. Some guy in the first row thought he was going to catch an NBA ball for a second, and then suddenly my 95.
Man, that was Sandy Koufax, man, passing that ball.
I just want to talk real quick about the job DeAndre Ayton did on Alperen Sengun, who we all agree is an all-star. Guy's got a bright future ahead of him. You look at his stat line, you're like, he shot 5 of 12 from the floor. That's not bad. But he only took 12 shots, went to the line 10 times, 7 of 10 from the line.
Turnovers?
But he had 4 turnovers.
Right.
He had 4 turnovers, and I would be curious to know how many of those led to points. And that's a lot of that's on DeAndre Ayton and his ball pressure. He might not have come up with the steal, but he created the moment that the steal happened in. And you can't underestimate stuff like that. It's like when we won in the bubble, and you would look at the stats of Javite McHoward, which was JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. I combined their names into one human being, Javite McHoward. They didn't come up with a ton of rebounds, but they boxed out. They boxed out like demons. They played defense like demons, and it allowed the rest of the team to be great. And it's an unsung job. You're not going to.
DeAndre and Jackson did that for us this series, I thought.
Yes. Hayes has kind of fallen off a little bit, like he tends to do.
He had his moments that were critical at times. I mean, the thing I love about this team. I mean, I wrote a post in Lakerholics that, I sort of compared the various times. I've been old enough that I remember Wilt. I remember Jerry and Elgin, and I watched the Showtime, all the teams with that won the championships, the back-to-back and so forth. But I don't know if I haven't found it. This team is something that's really special to me.
It's fun to watch because it's part of it. You know what part of it is?
They may be my favorite team of all of these teams, and they haven't even won anything.
Mine is still the Kobe Gasol Odom team.
I know. I remember those teams, and they happened at great times. But
I love those teams.
They were not the underdog that this team has fucking become, and the rest of the league is not as great as it looks like it is right now.
You know what I think? What I think is if Luka is paying attention to how we're winning, and we continue to play.
I hope we play differently. That's how we should end this talk. I hope we play differently. That Luka plays a little more of a team game than relentlessly pounding the ground with a basketball.
We'll see about that. It's hard to take the Luka out of the loop.
I don't mind him shooting. I don't mind him shooting 50 times a game.
I mean,
first, I just don't want to have 22 seconds of every clock spent.
First, he's got to get back on the court. Like, let's start with let's get him back on the court. So he hasn't even ramped up to contact.
Well, we got to steal a game. We got to steal a game in OKC and hope he can make it to a week from today.
Game 1 is going to be our best shot.
Game in LA is a week from today.
Game 1 is our best shot, and then we got to protect home court after that. Real quick, I wanted to talk about a couple other Lakers who I thought who had bad series in general. Jake LaRavia had not had a great series. I thought Jake LaRavia had his best game of the series last night. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, not a lot of minutes, 16 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 5. I'm sorry, 3 of 8 from the floor. You look at that and you think, oh, it's not great. But he made a 3. He was 1 of 2. He hadn't made any threes in forever. And it was like, you gotta, that's why. Otherwise, play Vando. If he can't score, I err on the side of Vanderbilt. I understand Vanderbilt is not going to score. Like, it's just not really going to happen. But he's a better rebounder and he's a better defender, in my opinion. But I thought Jake.
He didn't play. He had a DMP last night. Or did he play in the last 3 minutes?
That's all right. That's fine. He's used to it.
You notice nobody said anything about the fact that JJ played 8 guys until 3 minutes left in the game. Only 8 guys hit the court.
No, and
I heard all the criticism he got for playing his starters last year's series, and for overplaying them in this year and not trusting his bench. He made the right decision in this game.
He made the right decision in this game, and I think that you could have made an argument that another couple of guys should have played a little more. I think Hayes has played pretty well, but I think he struggles against a guy like Sengun who's too crafty, and he's gonna be better against.
My whole feeling of the thing was you got them by the throat. The last thing you want to do is to make a coaching move that takes that pressure off.
Don't just change your strategy. Don't change your rotation.
Yeah, and here's something with the rotations. I just was thinking about this. Playing only 8 guys. You think LeBron had 37 minutes. That's a lot for a 41-year-old, but it's not terrible.
No.
Smart had 35, Rui had 35, Reeves had 31, Ayton had 28. So, yeah, they only played 8 guys, but with his rotations, he kept the minutes fairly down.
He pushed them down, and so everybody
for instance, Kennard had 29 minutes off the bench. You
realize 28 points is like 40 points in a normal game, man.
Yeah, so I mean, he played only 8 guys, but nobody played 40-plus minutes either.
You do. That was amazing. Stop it. Real quick, Adam Hurley says, "Why is JJ so afraid to use Theo? He seems to play well every time he plays." I before we fixed the stream, I was talking to myself on what I thought was a broadcast, and maybe it was, and maybe somewhere out there there's a satellite bouncing around somewhere in space, and then somebody's like, "Oh, good point, buddy." Probably not. Then that's fine. I think 0 people were watching, so it was great for me and my self-confidence, which clearly suffers. But I thought, so this is my thoughts on Theo, is that it's that putback dunk was when you see stuff like that last night, and the plays that he's made, what he's gotten a chance to play around the rim, the athleticism, you can understand the allure of that player. But the problem is that he has been hurt for the entire season and has no idea what to do on the court with the rest of the team.
I don't think he even knows the plays.
You can't throw you can't throw him into the playoffs and be like, hey, here's 12 minutes and let's see how you do. Unless maybe if it's a blowout, sure. And that's how he got into the game last night. It was a blowout and the game was over. And it was just, but that putback, you watch that and you go, that's a skill set this team really, really, really needs.
But almost every guy in the NBA basically can make that play at a certain point in time.
Yeah, but he jumped. His head went about above the rim, and he didn't get a running start. He just jumped.
Yeah, it was straight up. It was straight up.
Hey, you never know what to expect. I mean, Michael was telling me before the game, we were recounting some basketball experiences, and he was recounting how he once had an opportunity to dunk on, who was that?
Clifford Ray of Warriors.
Clifford Ray of the Warriors.
Hey, I don't know what's going on, Fenica. I don't know what the problem is.
You're back. You were frozen for a while. Now you're back.
Oh, okay. Somebody said the sound is uneven or unnerving. Sorry about that. But hello, Slovenia. How you doing? Welcome to the show, Slovenia. I hope that your Slovenian teammate, your Slovenian superstar, comes back soon because we need him. We need him against OKC. All right, let's talk about OKC for a few minutes before we close it out. I like to call it a date with annihilation, but it's a joke. I'm joking. I think we do have a shot. It's a small shot. It requires us winning game 1.
How small of a shot do you think it is?
Like a 7% chance.
One out of 7%.
Yeah, we got a 7% chance of winning the series.
If you put $100 on the Lakers now, you can retire, Jamie, if they win. That's how small the chances are.
Gerald, I don't mind doing that. I hate to put money on the Lakers to win the season because they hold my money for a whole year. You know? But for a series, if it's a long shot, I might put some money on it.
It's a long shot.
You got to all Venmo Gerald $100 and tell him to hit a sports book for us.
But one thing is, we're playing with house money.
No, we're not. This is, kind
of. We accomplished what we got was a series for JJ, proof that the team can win. We know the big 3 can play together. LeBron's coming back. Rui's coming back. JJ's the coach of the future. A lot of things have been decided. Most of the team is going to come back. We maybe have enough money to go out and get 2 guys outside.
Maybe.
Maybe. 2 guys outside, sort of like maybe
sign and trade some people, yes. If we sign and trade Vando and Laravia or
between a combination of free agency, trade, somebody dumping a salary on us, are we taking it into a cap space? I would disagree with one thing that only one thing that I heard today that you guys said, and as much as I appreciate everything that DeAndre has done, I want a center to protect the rim next year. I think that's critical. And secondly, to stretch the floor.
When you say protect the rim, do you count keeping people off the rim? Yeah, I do.
He's looking at
well, I count basically
shots blocked.
when he's guarding him one-on-one, but we need somebody who's basically going to make shots very difficult to make at the rim.
You mean more like a rim deterrent. And I will admit that DeAndre Ayton is not a traditionally, historically relevant rim protector. I think he's underrated in that regard.
He may be, you know, I mean, now if you asked me, if you told me that I could count on, see, that's the biggest thing. If I could count on DeAndre scoring every time or doing the right things every time and protecting the rim and playing like he did today, then I could focus on finding a power forward that was going to replace LeBron who would fit perfectly with him so that the combination of the two of them. So you get a Bam Adebayo type or a Jared Jackson type to play with him. I think that could work.
We don't have 50 mil.
We don't have 50 mil.
Well, yeah, you know, we got a lot of needs. We got needs. I mean, the problem with the team and somebody that we love is going to probably not make the team this year.
Well, that's the problem. Is that
because I love every guy on the team, but even we probably have to include a trade of somebody like Jamie said to get that to be able to fill 3 feeds. We have 3 needs in this team. We need a starting small forward who can defend and make threes.
So we
need a center who can protect the rim, and we need somebody or some way to not be a bottom 5 3-point shooting team in the league. That was this series. This series showed us we won because we won 4 games where we won the shooting match.
Yeah, I think that's Kennard. I think Kennard is enough. I think Reeves is enough. I think Luka is enough. I think Rui is enough, frankly, if you can keep Rui. I think those 4 are enough from the 3-pointers because they all also play.
They'll have to increase their percentages about 10%.
Yeah, that I mean, it's
that would be 54% for Rui.
Yeah,
I think that's unreasonable.
YYC has some thoughts on the whole center position, at least. He says Duren is not the answer. I tend to agree with that. I like his athleticism, but the rest of his game is a little unpolished. You can probably get Miles Turner now for about 30 mil is not worth it.
Turner's probably one of my top picks.
You know what I would do? I would
on the roster with the salary cap that
I would keep our 2 centers. I would keep our 2 centers and add Robert Williams III on a cheap contract because he will get a cheap contract.
I like Robert Williams
and have a three-headed center rotation.
He can play the 4.
I could support that, Michael.
He could play the 4 too, and that would open up a lot of not having to play LeBron.
You can't play him a lot because he gets hurt all the time. But they kept him healthy this year, playing him 16, 18 minutes a game.
Right. Yeah, if you keep him, you know what's sort of an ideal situation with something like that is like open the game and close the game with him.
So
he's not going to get a big contract because of the injuries.
Yeah, he's going to be. You don't want to play him more than 16 minutes a game because of the injuries.
That's right.
But when he's in the game, he is a elite protector of the rim.
Craig has.
So you have three guys you can rotate.
Craig has my favorite suggestion, which is if Cleveland loses, make a play for Allen. I love that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that I love Jared Allen. Jared Allen is the center that I think we absolutely need, but I just don't see it happening.
And we don't have the assets.
We don't have the assets. That's the main thing. Unless for whatever reason Cleveland.
If you're going to spend your assets, then you got to go for somebody like Kessler, who basically can anchor for you for 10 years.
And even then, you got to wait for Utah to match you, and they're just going to match. They're matching. Like they have money, they're going to match. Like it's just.
They're not going to let him walk. They won't let him walk. They might move him later, but
they'll sign and trade him. They'll sign and trade him.
But I mean, again, you're getting into a bidding war, and
but you don't make that offer unless you're willing to also sign and trade.
It really comes down to, I mean, in a lot of ways, this is going to be decided for us, right? Because Ayton is going to opt in, and you're not going to get a lot. You're not going to replace his production with the salary. He's only making $8 million, I think. So you're not going to get the good player. You can't sign and trade Ayton, where you have to package 2 or 3, 4 guys.
After this series is over. If this was the end of it, let's say that he didn't count. Let's say that he shows up in the OKC series and plays as well as he did in this series.
Well, then he might opt out. Yes, but
he might opt out.
He might.
Not only that, I think that you're looking at a center that basically is at least an MLE center.
He doesn't think that, though.
Well, no. What my point, Jamie, is that everybody knows that he's worth at least $15 million.
Agreed.
I mean, the guy who played last night is worth $15 million a year.
15,
He's
20.
worth more than that.
Yeah, 15, 20. But yeah,
I mean, we're not talking about a slouch. Before when we're talking about being able to get a center, Ayton was a problem. I think he's played himself out of that problem.
We'll see. I tend to agree, but
he could totally fall apart and no. But OKC has a type of centers that he can have a good game against.
He could have a game. So let's talk about OKC. We got about 5 minutes here, and I wanted to bring up a couple of points. We're not going to contain Shea. I think the key to beating OKC is to beating the rest of the team. I think you have to kind of take it the way you first started to approach Jokic, who has kind of fallen off, I think, with injuries. I think his wrist is bothering him a lot more than he's letting on. He'll probably get surgery on that wrist. I'm talking about Jokic. I'm thinking Niko will get surgery on his wrist in the summer, and then we'll all know, like, oh, yeah, he's doing like a ligament thing or whatever. You have to not let Dort. You have to not let Holmgren. You can't let Hartenstein, Caruso, all the other guys. You have to put a lid on Williams somehow. You can let Shea go off, or you can let Williams go off. But I would argue that, I mean, if Williams is back, he's not back yet, right? Like, we don't.
No, he might miss the first game. Maybe
a game or two.
Actually, what I've heard is that he's likely to miss the entire series.
Really? I mean, we'll see.
They want to be very careful with him.
I think the same will happen with Luka. I think it's very possible that Luka misses the majority of the series.
Possible too, because even if they were buying your 7% chance, why risk Luka Doncic's future for that 7% chance?
This is my point. I want Luka back as much as anybody, but I also want him to play next season.
Well, I also want to basically. Well, thank God the Yankees are playing well. Like,
hey,
well,
if we do find a way to win 1 or 2 games, Luka may be back for the end of the series.
Yeah. Winning 1 or 2 games is a hell of an accomplishment, I think.
I think that. I mean, I wanted. I didn't say you guys were talking about JJ Redick, and I just wanted to mention. Again, a person I've been very hard on. I think, he's made some curious coaching decisions over the years. I will give him a lot of credit. This year, he has been much calmer on the sideline. He hasn't done his whole flipping out on the court thing that doesn't make anybody any better.
He did in the fourth quarter of, when he got
2 games ago. Yes,
he stopped throwing people under the bus.
He started taking a little bit more accountability, and he's. I mean, to the point that everybody made that he only played 8 guys. I think that was an outlier. Up until then, he was playing. Vando was in the rotation. He was playing 9 guys. Last night was the closeout game, and LaRavia was hitting shots. I think it's as simple as that. I think if LaRavia had not hit that 3, I think Vando would have probably seen a few minutes, and who knows how that would have gone. But whatever. This is my point. If LaRavia is hitting shots, he's the better player. It's not even a question mark, in my opinion. But if he's not hitting shots, the debate begins. But I want to give JJ Redick credit. He pushed a lot of the right buttons on defense. I've been very critical of his defensive coaching. And whether it's him, whether it's McMillan, whether it's Scotty Brooks, it doesn't matter. The coach listened and deployed. He made the right choice in the moment. And that's on the coach.
Can you really believe that the Lakers played such good defense? I mean, I didn't think they were capable of playing that as good a defense as they played last night.
Yeah, YYC.
I'm honestly, I'm like the most positive Laker fan around, and I didn't believe that they were going to play that kind of defense last night.
You know what it was though? It wasn't so much the defense as it was not turning the ball over and getting on the defensive boards. That's where they were killing us. That's how they scored. And we eliminated those 2, and they couldn't
ran away with it. We ran away with it. And YYC brings up the exact same point. We have to match their physicality and don't let them push you around. That's on the glass. That's on rebounding. That's on defense. And cut down on the stupid turnovers the Lakers love to do. Agreed.
And make our threes, basically, because that's important.
Yeah, we didn't even shoot we shot a pretty good percentage from last night, but not great.
We finished we have the second best percentage in the playoffs.
That's thanks to Rui Hachimura and Luka.
Yeah, where we finished like the 24th and 25th in number of makes and takes, but we put them at a very high percentage.
Yeah, 43% last night, but only 28 attempts.
Yeah, right.
23. So I don't mind
we averaged 33.3 for the season.
All right, so it looks like game 1 will be Tuesday.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's been announced yet.
That's because of the East coming through with a pair of game sevens.
Yeah, right. that was good. That bounce
was the ghost of Kawhi.
Yep.
They measured that up. They measured it at like 2.1 meters.
It bounced so high.
Bounce was like 2.5 times the backboard height.
It's like that Ralph Sampson shot.
It made Kawhi's shot look like a lousy shot, man. I mean, this thing went straight up and straight down.
Thanks for putting the chats up there, Joe. I can't do it. YYC, we have to get game one. It's in my mind. Game one is the best chance. OKC's been off for over a week now. By the time the game starts, they'll be off for about 8 days, I think. That's going to be their rest game. That's going to be our best shot to steal one in OKC. It's not going to get any easier than game one.
Make all of our threes in that game, and then none in the second game.
Come in with a plan to blitz the other team. Let Shea get his, no assists if you can, and just
play straight up.
Yeah, just shut down.
Don't try to shut anybody down.
Yeah, another thing last night that we need to do, and that was we did a tremendous job of getting out on the shooters.
Yep.
We're challenging everything.
It's like 2 shots away, you've got to anticipate what's going to happen. 2 shots away, you got to be able to know that where you're going to be going and have that first step before anybody else does, so that you can do that.
Well, we'll have more to talk about it this next week when we talk about hopefully a couple of game 1 and 2 losses, and we're up 2-0 in the series and looking at a sweep.
We'll talk about the fact that Luka miraculously has come back. We're tied 1-1. We're now here home. We have home court advantage. Luka returns. Next week is going to be a great show, man.
Yeah, I agree. And the OX, I'd like to thank Carbon for existing so we can all show. Carbon, I like Carbon too. And that now I see that. Oh, the Ox experiment. That's Joe Soros. Morning, Joe. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. And if you need a lawn that's not real grass, Sin Blades. It's the way to go, man. Especially in our drought ravaged reality here in California and the Western Hemisphere in general.
Is it fireproof also?
Joe, if you want to pop that in the quote, I don't know how. I'm sure it's fire resistant. I don't think fireproof exists, if I'm being honest.
Unfortunately, I don't have a drought here.
Well,
it rains too much.
Look at that! It's such a tiny violin for you, Michael. It's so small you can almost not see it. Thank you. Yeah, you're right.
It's a great time to be a Lakers fan, man. And so thank you to JJ, LeBron, Austin, and all of the Lakers for another great playoff series.
Well, let's
regardless of what happens with OKC, I'm really happy to be a Laker fan at this point.
And regardless of what happens, I mean, this was a tremendous year when you consider what we did with all the injuries.
100%. The fact that LeBron missed the first game for the first time and was out for the first month. Luka's injury.
Luka missed a ton. Austin missed a ton. Even guys like Rui and Marcus
went through starting with February 28th was like basketball bliss, man.
Yeah, agreed. Just real quick, just to button up the Sin Blades debate. It's not an accelerant, but it's not fireproof. It's made of plastic, so it won't burn quickly, but it'll melt. So it'll discover a new form should it be lit. We'll leave it at that. I'd like to thank.
Maybe Joe can suck it all back up and then spray it off again.
It can be recycled. All right. So on that note, on that wonderful basketball note of stuff,
a new Sin Blades has a new line, recycled.
If you can get it in purple and gold, I might get a fake line, just so everybody knows.
Maybe you can do. You see these floors where people put on all sorts of branches and stuff, pour plastic over it, and
Oh, Joe, you're on fire this morning. That's a good one. All right. Anyway, I'd like to thank Tom and Michael for joining me this morning. Sorry about my technical gaffes, knocking about 15 minutes off our show, but I got to go get my kid from her STEAM class. So let's go, Lakers. Let's get this done. Let's go. OKC. You beat OKC, and you're the title favorites. So let's do it.
We'll see you next week when we talk about the 1-1 split that we got in.
Hey, let's
shock the world.
Let's go up 2-0, Tom. Let's go up 2-0. Let's win the first 2 in OKC. Why stop at 1? Now you're rubbing off on me. What's wrong with me?
Well, after they lose the first game, OKC knows the second game will be a trap game.
That's right. All right. Use proper English next time you try to make it insult. Oh, Gerald and Joe are just yelling at each other in the comments. I love it. All right. Anything is possible. Thanks, Kevin Garnett. All right. On that note, I'd like to thank our wonderful chat, Gerald and Joe, for putting this all together for us, especially you, Gerald. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Adios.